I'm Dr. David Biedebach with Conejo Chiropractic Relief Center here in Thousand Oaks, Westlake Village. I'm going to be showing you a home exercise that can literally be done in seconds that will help prevent unnecessary hip implants later in life, but also help improve the reflexes and the strength of your hips for sports or just simply walking or going on a cruise ship. I hope you enjoyed the video. This exercise is for your hips to keep the range of motion necessary for your reflexes to work so that you can catch yourself in the event of a fall. It's believed, but it is not correct, that it's just our age and that's all that's causing this. No, in most cases, we are voluntarily and unwittingly giving it up. So let me explain. If you have an issue 10 years ago, 5 years ago, I even get young people that had it and they learn to walk a little more carefully, and it's done subconsciously. When you walk more carefully, what happens is you lose range of motion, you limit it. If I only move my arm up so far, whatever I don't go to, eventually I cannot use. Additionally, the reflex will not work out there. So in the case of a hip, if I can only go this far and I need to go that far, it's not going to happen. And slowly over time, it becomes less and less. And I have patients in their 30s and 40s that have already lost a lot of hip range of motion and don't even know it. As we age, people think, it's the age. No, really what age is doing is giving us more time to neglect. So the worst statement that I hate is it's normal for your age. That's not correct. It's common, which means many people have it, but it's certainly not normal. What we're going to do is look, how do we increase the hip range of motion and how do we avoid losing it? And can simply, you stand in an area, and these I'm going to demonstrate in two different ways. One, for people that feel very comfortable with their balance, and I'm going to show it in another way with those that do not. When you're comfortable with it, you just stand there and open your hips fairly wide, and you literally lean off to one direction and sharply over the hips. So this motion here, where I'm straight up and down, and you will be able to get the pictures on it just by clicking the link to that, and you bend straight into the hip, and then I go the other way and I bend straight into the hip. My balance is good, I feel comfortable, so I don't need any outside source for me, but I'm going to show you how to do it when you do need it. So notice, I go to the left, my left knee bends, but I'm leaning over the right and it's straight. I'm not cheating and going forward because that's not real range of motion. So I just do it 3 times on each side, and then I open the hips a little more and I go 3 times on each side. What I just did is the same thing as doing that, except it didn't take heavy muscle activity to get there. So if you were limited, you're going to find when you start, you're going to increase this very quickly, but you won't keep it unless you keep practicing it. And doctors of physical medicine can actually help you, like chiropractors or sports medicine people can help you regain it fully if you need to. But on your own, just don't lose it. Let's prevent. And if you have lost it, you'll be amazed how much you get back quickly. People will literally increase 20 and 30% in one session, but they will lose it quickly. When I can get it out there, eventually I can strengthen it by reusing it, and then eventually I can reflex to there. You cannot reflex to where you cannot go. The body does what you tell it, so if I don't use the motion, eventually it limits it by not only atrophy by not going there, but it starts making protein adhesions, eventually calcium deposits, eventually arthritic change, and that's why they think it's their age, because it continually gets worse. No, it wasn't the age, it was the neglect over a long period of time. This is the hip exercise that we now call the sink hip exercise. Why? So that you have the protection of holding on a sink in the event that you feel your balance isn't supportive enough to do this without it. All right, so let's be safe. So those of you that feel that, it's a great way to protect yourself, or wherever you can find a stabilizing item in your home to do this, or wherever you're doing it. So I hold onto the sink like this. I'm still doing the same exercise, and I'm going back and forth 3 times each. And I'm being sure not to twist my body too much or lean over. It's all about keeping it straight like that. And I've got this here, whoa, I'm gonna fall, or both hands if you like. But I'm getting the hip as far as I can, and after I've done it 3 on each side, I open it again. Now maybe you're starting out with your hips this far apart. Not that long ago, a 45-year-old gentleman from a football injury was only able to go that far. Well, unfortunately, I said you need bilateral hip implants, both sides. So at 45, that's way premature at any time in life, as far as I'm concerned. Because if you take care of your hips, they'll go your whole life, and they're actually designed that way. So from here, I open a little bit, and I do 3 on each side, holding the sink, and then I widen. Be patient. Over a 6 to 8 week period, you're going to notice a tremendous difference. Don't bounce, don't push through pain. Just let it work, because this is not using your muscles to get your leg out there. This is using your body's gravity against it to get it to go out there. Wherever it can go, you will eventually strengthen. Wherever you can go, you can reflex to, which means you can save yourself from a fall that you otherwise couldn't have done because you didn't know to do this or didn't do it. So it's on you. Make it happen. Health is something you work at. It is a job. It's not that hard, but you have to be cognizant of it, that it takes effort. Thank you. Please use caution when you're doing the home exercise program.